Hi, my name is Andrea. I'm a mixed media artist, and I also do a little photography and jewelry making. That's me. And I was sick today. I had to call out my day job. I've been lying in bed all day watching Law and Order. I got really bored, so I thought I'd make a little video of my sketchbook. And this is a nature sketchbook. It's kind of a little diary of what I did during the fall. This is a wild pencil sticker. She's at the wild pencil on Instagram. So please check her out. She's really cool. I love her drawings and paintings. This is a great blue heron. I saw them everywhere this summer. They're like my little buddies. This is a Stillman and Birn Delta series sketchbook, and I'm one of those people who buys like a 30 or 40 sketchbooks and does three pages in it. I never complete them. So this one is almost halfway finished. Probably more now, actually. And I'm really proud of that. It's hopefully going to be completed by spring. But I thought I would show you what's going on in it so far. I'm sorry my voice is scratchy. I did also have a stroke in 2021. And I kind of use art as like a physical therapy for my hands because I couldn't use them. I could barely use my phone. And the art helps my hand motor skills. I make these big collages. And I really do love them. I intend to go back to this maybe. But I'd like to, learn more about drawing and painting. So this was just simple collage outlines. And I'm always getting bored, so the sketchbooks like help me with that boredom. I can do anything, use any medium. So that is that. And I did get one of these like stand things, and I don't have the patience for that, so we're gonna just do it this way. The pages in the sketchbook are super thick. I can stand up to a lot of abuse with my pens and paints. This is my dog, Sadie. She's a good girl. She has a blue eye and a brown eye. People are always asking me if she's blind in one eye, and she's not. She's just a good girl. This is my first time using watercolor. We went to Snake River. It leads to Winona Lake in New Hampshire. And I had no idea what I was doing with watercolor. I have the Kuretake Gansai watercolors, and I was using them like an acrylic. So I'm still trying to figure that out to this day. I'm not sure how to use them, but I do enjoy it. We saw a baby snake in the river. We saw lots of lily pads. There were pink flowers, pink lotuses. It was a beautiful day. So these pages are super thick, as maybe you can see. This was just Chamba marker, I believe. And more stickers from the wild pencil. These were the Caran d'Ache Neo Color Chews. They're like crayons, but they're water soluble, so I was using them like a paint. Lots of quilts. This sticker is from Sophie McPike. And I had used a metallic acrylic, which is kind of cool. This is gouache. That's probably my comfort medium. I like using gouache because I'm used to acrylic. Gouache is kind of new for me, but there's something about it I do enjoy. I feel like I have more control when I use gouache over the painting. Another sticker from the Royal pencil. And some watercolor leaves. I really had no idea what I was doing. Actually, these are Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2 leaves. So, this page is of Ahern State Park. It's one of my favorite spots near my home to go hiking. And it's about to be turned into a low-income housing development. So I'm kind of sad about that because I don't know if I'll be able to go hiking anymore there with my dog. It's full of like animals and loon calls, and it's a beautiful spot. This is gouache. Me trying to figure out water. Some pencil driftwood. This was a hike up Belknap Mountain. Garter snake. So my dog loves to chase chipmunks. She is a coward when it comes to cats, but chipmunks, she'll try and kill them. I think this one was in shock, and I let my boyfriend pet it. This was, I believe this was watercolor. You can see I'm still trying to use it like an acrylic. This was a view of the lake from the fire tower. The harvest moon this year was gorgeous. The stupid comet, I went out for multiple nights trying to see it. I would go by the lake, and there was a lot of light pollution, I guess, from our city. So I never got to see it. I could not find it. So I had to draw a picture of it and put it in my journal. I was so mad. I tried so hard to see it. This spider web, I wanted to recreate this picture. It's like a dewy spider web. And I love the background. I love the texture of it. It's like, I think it's gouache and Caran d'Ache colors. But the actual spider web came out awful. I tried again with this one. I like this one a little bit better. I like the abstractness of the background, and then the spider web I made bigger so you can see it. I actually know what it is. These are my first watercolor flowers. I think they're morning glories. That blue is super hard to recreate, but it's pretty. This next spread I'm kind of ashamed of. This is called Artist Bluff. We were supposed to go hiking here in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. And it was so full of tourists that people are getting shoved off the trail and had to get rescued. And I can't deal well with tons of people. I'm kind of an introvert. So we didn't go here. I do like the way the sky came out, the clouds. Like you can see the oncoming storm. But I don't know what I was doing when it comes to this part, the actual mountain. And I spent hours on this. And I'm so embarrassed. We'll just pretend that never happened. I think I'll try again next year. But it's a very beautiful spot in New Hampshire. We went hiking on Red Hill instead of Artist Bluff because no one was there. I do love this little watercolor study I did at Baker River. It's so colorful. And Stinson Mountain in Rumney, they actually had a sign of this little guy riding a tractor. It was cute. This is a fire tower on Red Hill. It was windy that day, and I climbed up it. I was determined to get to the top, but it was so scary because I thought it was going to blow over. but it had a really amazing view at the top. There's a little cabin for the staff at the top. There were wild turkeys everywhere. And it's another wild pencil sticker. This was just an October morning, a foggy autumn morning, by my house, to some railroad tracks. It's a frosted leaf. It's like a metallic acrylic. My son laughed at this page, so I'm afraid of showing it, but it's just some Canadian geese going south for the winter. And this page, I believe, is gouache. That's definitely gouache, the candle in the window. And I love that word, petrichor. I love the sound of rain, but I cannot deal with rain. It's so depressing. November is just full of rain. There was a crow flying through a storm. And I love the background. You can tell how wet it was, like all the splashes, and I really like the background on that. This was the first day it snowed, I believe. Thanksgiving. Winter berries. And I'm always making my boyfriend pull over so I could take a picture, which I'm sure is annoying to him. But I did take a picture of these, but I didn't include it. This little guy, I got Luminance colored pencils for Christmas for my son. I made a cardinal. We do get these at the bird feeder. And it's really cool in the winter because it will be so bland and monochromatic outside. Just dull. You'll see this spot of red and it'll be this cardinal. I used Tombow markers, I believe was the first layer. And then I used the pencils on top to shade them. These pencils are really nice. They're creamy and very vivid. I have Prismacolors too, which are great, but I really like the Luminance. Festival of Lights, Laconia. This is my hometown. I was trying to figure out how to do reflections on water, which I didn't really understand. This was the original picture. And I also discovered that you can use salt in watercolor. So I was putting salt in watercolor for like a week. I got obsessed with it. It has a really cool texture. Gazebo. I had to wake up at 4:30 to get the shot because the homeless people come and gather here. Unfortunately, they just have nowhere to go, and this has a roof, so they'll come here and hang out. But when I got there early in the morning, no one had been on the snow yet, so I was able to get this shot. It's kind of cool. Winter solstice. The sun that day was so cold. The rest of the sketchbook is still being worked on. I have halfway to go. I have some swatches back here. Here's some more salt stuff. Ink. Tombows. Stillman and Birn. But I'm working on some other sketchbooks. I have several. I have a little Royal Talens Art Creations that I just used to play in. I just do some play sketching and experiments in this one. think this was a Scribble Brigade from Sophie McPike. Yeah. Just random stuff. Watercolor. This is when I was just first using watercolor, trying to figure it out. I do love it. It's very fun to paint with, and it's a lot faster than gouache. But it's going to take a while for me to figure it out. I also have this onion skin journal. I got the lunar covered one. This is scary because it was so expensive. I'm afraid to use it. I'm afraid anything I do, I'll ruin it. Doesn't want to focus. I've only done a couple pages in this. This was Karen Dash Neo Colors. I like the texture that it creates. But it's like tissue paper almost. It's very hard to figure out how to use it. A lot of mediums that I normally use won't work on it. So I'm slowly working away at that one. I have one more. It's like a cheap Amazon sketchbook. It's my ocean sketchbook. Well, pencil sticker. I love the ocean, but I put this away for the winter because I didn't feel like working on it when I couldn't go there in person. It's way too cold right now to go to the ocean. But I will bring this out again soon. I was learning how to use the gouache in this sketchbook. And I had a really cheap gouache. Right now I'm using Holbein. But back then it was like just a cheap, I don't know what kind I was using. Something cheap. Very sticky. This sketchbook I'm also hoping to eventually finish. I like that one. Water and clouds for me are hard. I'll hopefully bring this out in like April and start working it again when it gets a little bit warmer. This was just inspired by Alan Claude. He's a graphic designer, and I got a print from him. I love the way he designs. It looks like a painting, but it was actually a graphic design. Here's a collage. Another Alan Claude print. I was trying to figure out water. I'm still trying to figure out water. This is awful. Catherine LaPointe inspired. But painting is hard. You just have to make a whole bunch of really crappy art until you start making good art. Here's another collage. I'd love to see a whale someday, not in captivity. I think this was my first time with plein air painting, and I didn't really do well because I was anxious about people around me seeing me paint. I feel like they're watching me and I'm not good enough, so I got really anxious and I didn't do a lot of detail. I have to get over that. So that's all for this sketchbook, and I hope to get back to it soon. So thank you for letting me show you what I'm working on. And I think I'm going to go back to bed. But hopefully I'll make another video when I'm done with this one, the Stillman and Birn Nature Sketchbook. If you have any questions, please leave them below and I'll get back to you. And have a great day. Thanks.